Hello my beautiful friends, it's Mimi here today, and today's video is going to be a random Q&A video. I haven't done a Q&A, basically question and answer, where you guys ask me any random questions and I get to answer your burning questions. So what I did is I announced it on my Instagram stories that I'll be filming this last night before I went to sleep. I got a whole bunch of you to submit videos, and now we're gonna get to meet you and your questions. So let's get started.
Hello Mimi, how are you? It's Dan over here.
Hello.
I was wondering, what are your advice for a 19-year-old who has a lot of dreams and who is aiming to become a successful entrepreneur?
First of all, love your energy, girl. You sound very, very confident and only 19 years old. Well, my advice would be to just go for it. I think what stops a lot of people is just overthinking stuff in general and making it seem like things are more complicated than they are in real life. So what I would recommend for you to do, you can watch my video on how to make your dreams a reality. I believe that was the title. Anyways, I'm gonna link it down below, but basically it sort of breaks down creating a vision of what it is that you want to do. I don't know what business it is that you want to start, or you just want to start a business in general, but I think what's important is to create a vision of what it is that you want to do, and then sort of break it down into strategies and how you're gonna go towards that vision. But first, in order to go towards anything, you have to really define the vision that you want to be living. Having a business, although might be an exciting thing, is still something that you have to ask yourself if it's something you really want to do, because running a business is a very difficult lifestyle than working for somebody else, and you really have to maybe go work for somebody in small business to see their lifestyle and decide for yourself before you dive into that if this is something that you want to do. The good news is that you're only 19 years old, and this is the perfect time to try all these things. So whether it is that just starting your own business right off the bat and see if it's gonna fly, or going and working for a small business and seeing if you like the environment, if you want to be that kind of person who then runs the business, manages the business. Running a business and being an entrepreneur is a lot more complicated than most people make it seem. You know, Alex and I have several businesses, and really guys, we work all the time, 24/7, and I love it. I mean, for me, it's my lifestyle. I love what I do, and for that reason, I never really feel like I'm working. But again, the only way you're gonna find out all of the answers to all of these questions if you actually go out and do it. So that would be my advice. Read Linchpin. It's an amazing book by Seth Godin, and then go out and create your vision, strategize yourself on how you're gonna get there, and then go out and do it.
I just woke up, but I want to get a
Good
video
morning.
to you. I was just wondering, what types of, models of your parents are you going to incorporate as you are a parent? Because I know that there's mistakes or some beliefs that I think differently from my parents, but I still learned a lot and became a good person from them. So I was just wondering what give and take you would use from the way you were raised from your parents. And good luck with everything. So happy for you. I woke up like this.
You're beautiful, girl. I think that's a great question. Basically, her question is, what will I take from my parents and the way I was raised and pass on to our child? And although I will agree, if my parents are watching this video, it's fine. I'm very honest with them in real life that I don't agree with a lot of things on how they raised me. Some things that I definitely agree on, and I'll share right now. My parents never spoiled me. They were always kind of, hey, if you want something, you have to go and get it. We lived in times where they didn't have the luxury of time or money to give us the things that we wanted as, you know, young kids or then teenagers. So anytime I would want anything in my life, my parents kind of told me, if you want it, you have to go and get it. Like even the small things that I know, and I notice right now just in the world, a lot of times parents give a lot of options to kids, and that makes the life of their children actually harder. For example, just with eating, we never had options. This is what's for dinner. You either eat it or you stay hungry. So obviously as a child, you're aware of the situations in your house and you have to eat it. So there's no like fussing around with food. There were no fussy eaters in my circle back in the day when I was a kid, because most people couldn't afford to give options to their children. You know, like, this is the food you have, this is what's on the table, you're eating it. That's one thing I really love about the way my parents raised me, because I believe they made me strong. I strongly believe that. I see that all the adversity that I was was raised with, which sort of came natural from the fact that we didn't have a lot. I mean, we had a lot of love, and I think that's the most important thing that my parents gave me, is their unconditional love in the way that they could express it at the time, but no other luxuries. Like, life was very simple, we were very disciplined. So these are the small things, like the discipline, simplicity of life, and sort of creating, because we can't afford to give our child more than my parents were able to afford to give me, but actually creating more adversity in the life of the children, my children and Alex's children, I believe will make them stronger human beings and will make them more resilient in life, as opposed to giving them all these luxuries and making them really soft and unadaptable to the harsh realities of life.
Hi Mimi, I just wanted to
Hello.
ask, what advice can you give to someone that's just about to finish their university degree but isn't sure whether they want to work for an employer or go straight into making their own business, even though they've had volunteer experience?
I think this is a great question. It's something that I get asked a lot, and what I would say personally from my personal life experience, I would say now that you're young, you're just graduating college or university, go and get experience, because in order to create a successful business, you have to really go deeper into yourself first, and you have to really know yourself well, because a business will be a reflection of your inner world. I'd say that use this time to get to know yourself better, and the way you can get to know yourself better is by getting more experiences. So if you have to work, of course, go get a job in the field that you're interested in starting a business, so you can get an experience in that field, even decide for yourself if it's something you want to do long term. Or you can go intern if you don't have to make money, maybe you're living with your parents, you have that safety, then of course maybe get an internship at some company that you'd love to, again in the same industry that you'd love to go into. Whatever it is that you decide to do, I think this is a great time for you to do a lot of self-discoveries and get to know yourself before you jump into this big adventure of starting your own business, which has a lot of risks and of course has a lot of work involved in it. Like, most people don't realize how much work it takes to start your own business. It's a full-on commitment. It's like having a child, but even more difficult in a way in the first few years, because you're investing all of yourself in this new being. So I would say go get some experience first if you can, and then decide if it's something you want to do, and slowly transition into starting your own business.
Hi Mimi, I'm
Hello.
from Greece, Athens. I admire you.
Thank you.
My question is, how exactly did you manage to have the life you have today? I mean, what did you do in your professional life so you now have the comforts in your life? And also, the second question, what do you do in your relationship with Alex and manage to be so happy and so in love every day, every minute, in every photo we see? What's your secret?
These are great questions. Thank you so much for submitting them. The first question is, how did I get to live the life I live now professionally, I guess? That's the first question. This life that I'm living now was a dream back in the day. And of course, when you're dreaming, you don't know if your dreams will come true, but I always had very strong vision and very strong dreams about what life it is that I wanted to live. And it involved a lot of traveling, having my own business. So I think partly it was having a very strong vision about what kind of life I wanted to live and lead. I envisioned being around people and like being in front of a camera, but I thought more it was gonna be more traditional, like I will go to Hollywood and I'll become an actress, but I'm no actress, but I can be in front of a camera on YouTube. It's pretty cool. So I always had a strong vision about what it is that I like to do. I think that's really crucial, because you have to love the life you live every day. If you don't love the grind, the work that you do every day, you won't be able to accomplish anything in your life. Or if you accomplish the big things in your life, you'll be miserable because you don't like the day-to-day. For example, if you want to be a really successful lawyer, but you don't like law, you don't like courts, you don't like paperwork, how are you gonna do all of that? You know, maybe one day you can become a successful lawyer if you really push yourself towards that, but you'll be miserable. So you have to really love the day-to-day that involves the work that you decide to do. So for me, I always knew that I liked international business, that I wanted to have my own company. I wanted to run my own business. And when I met Alex, and Alex had the same vision of what it is that he wanted to do, which was also to travel the world and have businesses or a business, we sort of aligned. So what's important is having a vision, then finding right partners to work with. In my case, it was Alex, and initially it was my sister as well. We were the three of us started Luxy Hair. And then yeah, going out and doing it. So taking bold risks and being courageous and going after what it is that you dream about and truly believing in your own abilities and capabilities. Because at the end of the day, if you look around the world and you look at successful people, they're no different than you and I. The only difference is that these people decided to believe in their crazy ideas and go after them. Truly, that's the only difference. That's how the world splits. You know, there's people who dream and think, I'm crazy, I'm never gonna tell anyone about my crazy idea, I'll just hide in my little corner and dream about this for the rest of the life, but I won't do anything about it. And people who say, hey, I don't really care about, you know, what people think about me, I'm gonna go after my crazy dreams, and if I fail, hey, that's my life experience. So I fall in the second category. Alex and I constantly take lots and lots of risks related to businesses and the things that we want to create in this world, and then you start gaining the successes that come with taking these risks and taking these actions and being courageous and not really caring what other people think. Because if you're gonna have a life that is fully authentic to you, you're gonna have to go through this sort of phase where you decide not to really care about what other people think. Anyways, that made the question very long, but I think it's a very important question and something that people ask a lot. The second part of the question is, how is it that Alex and I have such happy relationship, and how is it that, you know, we're always smiling and kissing in the pictures? And truly, guys, what you see in our pictures and videos is only like 30% of what is. Alex and I truly are like two little kittens who like snuggle and cuddle all day long. And how we got to this relationship is by again, deciding what kind of relationship you want to have. I wanted to have a very affectionate, romantic relationship, and I'm very clear about it with my partner, aka Alex. So, and then I express myself to him. I express my love daily. I tell Alex daily how much I appreciate him, how much I love him, and that reciprocates in his actions towards me. And then, of course, anytime you have any arguments, like you would in any relationship, you sit down and talk about it. So having clear communications and having honesty in your relationship, I think, is the building block of having such an open, affectionate relationship. And of course, I'm going to suggest watching our video on how to have a great relationship. We went on a lot more details on that. I'm going to link it down below as well. And last, of course, you can read the bingo theory. That's why I wrote this book. So basically, this book covers all my insights into why our relationship with Alex has worked so well and works so well. And it's got to do with the balance of masculine and feminine energies, first within yourself, and then how that reflects in all of your relationships with other people. So if you haven't read the bingo theory, then go get yourself a copy.
Hi Mimi, how are you doing? First of all, I want to tell you a great thanks for your inspiration, because I've been watching you for like a year now, and you inspire me to do so many great things, and my life already changed a little bit, and it's just the beginning, so thank you so much. And my question is, how do you manage to organize your day in the way that you can be successful in all the things that you do, and also in your private life, which is very, very important for a woman. And yeah, great love to you and Alex from Russia. Bye.
Thank you so much. Lots of love back to Russia. It's a great question, and again, one that people ask a lot, like how do you stay organized? And although I might give the impression of a very organized person, the truth is, I'm not very organized. I think I am organized to a point, of course, because it's funny, I was talking about it this morning. We have somebody working now in the office. She's part-time helping us as a personal assistant, and she was telling Alex and I that we are actually very organized. And I guess it all depends on your own personal standards of what organized means to you, because to me, organized would mean that every area of my life is super organized. My videos are organized and planned out ahead of time. I know every everything that's happening in the business, my personal schedule is organized, but right now that's not how my life looks like. There's a lot of things I do that are like constantly last minute, and I constantly feel like I want to do so much. Like literally, I know I've said this before in my videos, where sometimes I feel a little guilty sleeping because I'm like, there could be so much more meaningful things I could be doing. I don't want to say sleep is a waste of time. It definitely isn't. That's not the message I'm trying to send out. But sometimes I do feel a bit of guilty sleeping because I feel like I should be working. There's so much more I could be doing and giving of myself off. And that mindset that I'm still working with, of course, it's not about accomplishing more in life. It's about just kind of feeling happy about yourself and what it is that you do, and then just sort of breaking your day into small chunks and the most important things that you have to accomplish in a day. It doesn't have to be 10 things. I think most of us try to overwhelm ourselves and sort of decide on too many things in a day that we want to do. And for that reason, Alex and I and our friend Eugene, we created our journal, the productivity planner. You might have heard about it because I post pictures of it, and I've talked about it in the past. But really, we created this product for ourselves, and on the days that I use the productivity planner, guys, I'm so much more productive. And it also allows me to not only schedule my day but schedule my weeks, so I know like ahead of time what I need to accomplish this week, so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Whenever I use it, I am so much more productive, but I don't always use it. I'm gonna be honest, I am not perfect. I am far from perfect. So it's just an ongoing journey and learning to be more organized day by day. I think one thing that really helps me is actually meditation, which might not sound like it has anything to do with being organized, but what meditation really does is creates more consciousness and awareness within you, so you really treat your time wisely. So if you want to be more organized in life, I would definitely suggest at least starting to meditate for a few minutes a day. The more conscious you are with your time, the more wise you are with your time, and slowly organization will be the side effect of that. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today. That ended up being a very long video. There's a lot more questions I didn't get to, but I really appreciate you guys submitting them. I love meeting you in a video format or in person. Whenever you guys see me on the street, always say hi. I love giving you hugs and kisses and just enjoy meeting you in any shape and form. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!